Michael Pollan has an article that says the most promising food activism is happening in the grassroots. And I agree with that, but I think we need to take it even a step further back and look at it on a personal level. Whatever food and exercise is best for you may not be the same for everyone, and finding that is the best thing that you can do to become healthier. Bigger businesses cannot get on the personal level that you need to find what's right and healthy for you. A for-profit business will only try to get your money, while a non-profit will send out such broad general information that you may not find what you really need. This video will tell you 4 things that you should know to help you find what's best for your body. Sugar is the first thing that needs to be addressed. Steve Comm has a really interesting article on his blog, Nerd Fitness, titled, "Why Sugar is Worse Than Darth Vader." Steve Comm writes that in the past 100 years, we have went from 45 grams of sugar every 5 days to 756 grams of sugar every 5 days. That is a massive growth in sugar intake. It has grown 17 times what it was 100 years ago. A few weeks before this video, I decided to eat like the average American. I drank Mountain Dew instead of water. I ate cookies instead of oranges and things like that. And my body really did not like the fact that I was eating unhealthy. I had stomach cramps and heartburn, and I had like 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night because of all the caffeine and sugar. But by the end of the week, I really didn't even notice those things. They were still there, but my body pushed them to the background in exchange for eating all these sugary sweet things. And after the end of the week, I still wanted to eat like that. I would finish off the rest of the Mountain Dews, and I would still buy some even now if I had some, but I just choose not to buy them to prevent myself from drinking them. And that's the thing. The food that we have now is really, really addictive. I've heard people say things like, well, fruit also has sugar, so why isn't that bad for you? And the difference is in the addictive quality that's in the sugar and things like Mountain Dew and cookies. An article written by Peter Huth and his colleagues show the results of a survey done by the Dietary Guidelines of America. This survey showed what foods that Americans consume the most of calorie-wise. The top 3 foods in this were pastries, bread products, and sodas. And that's the crazy thing. See, 2 out of the top 3 all have to do heavily in sugar. The sweet cakes, like cakes and cookies and things like that, and then soda, something that has literal no nutritional value for you. See, soda has this much amount of sugar in just 1 can. The crazy thing about drinking all those Cokes is not only does it make you not feel good at all, but also it costs much more money than its substitute that's much healthier for you. Water. Our bodies are something like 70% water, and on top of that, it has 0 calories and actually quenches our thirst. And that's just the health benefits of it. It's also so abundant that you can go to a restaurant and get it for free, saving you like $1 or $2 every time you go out to eat. So not only is it better for your health, but it's also better for your wallet. And that's really honestly the craziest thing about people not drinking water. It's cheap, it's healthy, and most people just give the excuse that it's bland. And once you stop drinking sodas, it's really not that bland and actually tastes really good. But there is some good news. See, the Dietary Guidelines for America also says that the average American consumes about 2,176 calories a day, which isn't really a bad number. The average adult needs to eat about 2,000 calories a day, and that 2,176 isn't that much more than that. Just replacing water with soda or not eating cookies at the end of a meal can really make the difference between eating too much and just eating the right amount. Unfortunately, the survey might not be entirely true because people do kinda tend to lie when it comes to surveys like this. They tend to say they eat a little bit less than they say they do. So maybe the survey accounted for that, I don't really know, but it could be a little bit higher than that, but that's still not an astronomical amount, even if you add a couple of hundred calories on top of that. That average that I said earlier, though, doesn't always mean that you should eat 2,000 calories a day. See, some people should eat a little bit more and some people should eat a little bit less, and that's the thing. The dietary guidelines for America also say that every person should find their own caloric needs, and that's the foundation for being healthy. Just finding what you need that makes you the best. That brings us to point number 4. And that's the biggest thing to remember about our diets and exercise. It's variable. We're all completely different people. And some people who may look healthy have actually cheated to get that, like this guy. And other people who may look unhealthy, like this guy, may or may not be unhealthy because we aren't him and we really can't tell without being him. So instead of looking at other people and thinking whether or not they're healthy compared to yourself, just change yourself. Find foods that not only you like, but also make you feel good and don't destroy your health. And find an exercise that you can stick with and be consistent with your lifestyle. And little things like that, like switching soda to water and just going for a run, will really make a big difference in the long run. Thanks for watching, and here's a list of where I found everything.